Well, good evening. It is one of my favorite times of the week. We get to talk about debt-free life. I love it. And so I'm going to go ahead and try and get this pushed to Facebook, and Jordan will join us in just a moment here, and we will get started. We're going to make it a little bit shorter tonight, just kind of hit the high points, because Jordan and I are, honestly, we're so busy with helping other families, but I love it. We always want to make time for this. 100%. But it's a good problem when we're helping a bunch of families. Hey, Jordan.
I gotta get my camera right.
There we go. I was saying we're going to cut it a little bit short tonight, just because we've got so many families that we're helping, which is a good problem.
Yeah, no, there are definitely worse problems out there. Us being busy is a good thing. That means people are getting out of debt, and that rocks.
That's kind of what we're here for. I love it. Well, I'm just getting this pushed to Facebook. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I'll pull up the PowerPoint?
Yeah, for sure. So first off, I want to start with saying, if you guys have visited our website, it has improved tenfold. So super pumped about that. That is not my doings. That's this lady's doings. She is incredible. So a little bit about myself. My name is Jordan Gillum. I live in East Tennessee, out here in Seymour, little old town that's between big old Pigeon Forge and big old Knoxville. And so we've been doing insurance. We've been working as insurance brokers for 4 years now. It has been, and I say we as in me and my husband, it's been an awesome ride. We've had a blast. And my favorite thing that we now have available to offer people as a result of, just our careers in general and touching and impacting people is debt-free life. So I'm super pumped that we get to talk about this every week. It is so important that I literally make it a point to talk about it every week publicly. So Betsy, do you want to introduce yourself? Did I catch you too soon?
No, well, we're having a little problem with the live stream, so we will just record this and post it later.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but that's okay. You know how it goes. So yeah, my name is Betsy Barr. I live here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and been with Symmetry for since April of last year, and debt-free life is just my passion. I just absolutely adore getting to help families get out of debt, prepare for their retirement. It's just so rewarding in so many different ways. And so anyways, I live here with my husband, who is a pastor, and my 2 kids who've started school, and here we are in this new school year, all sorts of craziness. But one thing is true, people are still in debt, and they're looking to get out of debt, and we have a solution to help them. So that's what we're here to talk about. And so we start with the question, are you 100% confident in your current retirement plan? And Jordan, I don't know about you, but I've never met someone that has said, yes, I'm 100% confident. Have you?
Never. I've never met somebody, because of the kind of world we all live in. How can you? You know what I mean?
Well, I will say I'm now 100% confident in my current retirement plan, but it's because I've used debt-free life. I'm 100% confident in my debt-free life plan. But that's, you'll get to that point later. And then what we do with debt-free life is we eliminate debt in 9 years or less without spending any additional money. And people get really skeptical about that, don't they, Jordan? Like, how do you not spend any money and any additional money? And so, I mean, sure, there is finances involved, but we kind of work with families and their budget. And today, actually, I got to help a family, and I helped them decrease their monthly budget. Isn't that pretty sweet? I was like, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. And get them out of debt. Love it. So what we're going to do is teach you how you can reduce the interest that you're paying to lenders, erase your debt in 9 years or less, decrease taxes, improve your cash flow, save money, retire with tax-favored income. I mean, debt-free life, it just pretty much, it does it all. It does it all. And it's not something that is new. It's Walt Disney. I mean, we might all say that he's fairly successful, just a little bit. And he actually used the idea behind debt-free life to finance his parks. And so other people that have used it, Doris Christopher with Pampered Chef, Ray Kroc with McDonald's, Warren Buffett, the Rockefeller families, all of these people use strategies, like Debt Free Life, to help them kind of get started in their particular field and then stay wealthy for many generations. And so that's what we get to do. We'll talk about compounding interest here in just a minute later. That's my math nerdiness coming out in a little bit. But, just wanted to kind of put this in here to let you know, this isn't something that's new and, oh, we hope it might work. This is something that the wealthy have been using for over 200 years. And so now we're here making it available to just your average American family, just people like you and me, who want to get out of debt, and this can help them do that. So anyways, okay, I'm just so excited today because how many families we've been helping this week. It's just been awesome. So Jordan, take it away.
Absolutely. And, honestly, when it comes to, I know you had just said that one of the most awkward things that come up in tech and like being like skeptical is the fact of how in the world are we able to help families do this. So many families, Betsy, you're literally every day sitting with people who are wanting to get out of debt, and it happens and they're intense numbers. And we're probably share a really good one. I know you had mentioned one to me prior to us hopping on here at the end, once we talk about the difference in a life between somebody without debt-free life versus somebody who does. But yeah, it can feel a little skeptical because you're like, that sounds too good to be true. We like to start explaining what debt-free life is and how debt-free life works by laying on some knowledge. And with this knowledge, you'll understand, okay, so this is how I ended up here. And then you're also going to understand why it's so important that debt-free life is the best way to go. Yeah. And I don't mean to say best way to go as far as an opinion. It just is. There's guarantees, there's math, and we'll explain that. So we talk about this fun game of life that we all played when growing up, and like Betsy has mentioned before, that this game became actually one she doesn't like because the kids played it 100 times since quarantine started. So this game, though, I think it's important to take a look at it because it says like every 5 steps you take, you're in debt. And that's 100% true. That is exactly, I remember being in high school and my friends were like, you don't have a secured credit card? And I was like, what? And it was because my mom's credit was not as good as it should have been, which whatever, once again, you make your decisions in life, no biggie. But I didn't have a secured card growing up, but all my friends did to build their credit score. Now, what did that mean? That mean they had debt when they were like 15 years old. That's what they make you think. They need to be in debt to build credit so that you can buy a car. Well, nobody has 28 grand on them when they go to buy their first car. So then they're farther in debt, but with a more comfortable payment because my credit was good. And then you just do that all through college, all through buying another car, having kids, going through school, and then you just end up in a lot of debt and then you die. So let's talk about what this looks like. This is painful, guys. National debt statistics, $13.6 trillion, and that was before this year. I don't want to know what it is now. The $13.6 trillion total in debt. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? No. So moving forward, let's talk about this on a small scale. Like, obviously you're like, wow, $13.6 trillion, that's terrible. Let's talk on a more personal scale. So the average American household, and there's a bunch of households in the United States. I think there's 87 million households in the United States. On the average, there's $250,000 of debt in each household. That's amongst car debts, that's furniture loans, that's medical debt just everywhere. And what happens, right? So we're all in debt and we're on this constant cycle of carrying debt. How in the world are we going to get out of it? Well, it's near impossible when 74 cents out of every dollar is going towards interest and taxes.
Ooh,
that's pretty bad. And you may not think you're like, well, my tax bracket's only 28%. We pay sales tax, you pay gas tax, you pay, beer and wine tax, you pay, all kinds of different taxes you don't know because it's just a part of what you pay. You know what I mean? You don't pay attention to what percentage goes out. Yep. Interest, 34%. And I know you're thinking, well, my mortgage loan's only 4%. What about compound interest? How much of the payment is actually interest? So 26 cents out of every dollar is used to live on and save. That's pretty hard to get out of debt. We talk all the time about how traditional methods of getting out of debt is like working harder and saving more. But if you could save more, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Like, so all of our families would agree. If we could save more, we would. How in the world are we supposed to save more on 26 cents of every dollar? So
I mean, most people just can't. They just can't.
They can't. And it's understood. There's only so many hours in the week without risk of catching coronavirus now. And then also on top of that, we don't mean to brag, but this is what a debt-free life household looks like, because I feel like it's only fair to compare. Zero debt and 52 cents of every dollar going towards taxes and interest, which is pretty amazing. And you have 48 cents of every dollar actually staying in the bank account and actually lived and saved off of. So I know you're probably looking at yourself possibly, and you're thinking to yourself, like, I'm able to save up this much money with the amount of money I actually do get to keep. Imagine if you had more, almost double more. What could you do? That's what our debt-free life families are doing. And we don't mean to brag, but we are. And then also,
it's not even bragging. It's just like, this is the truth. Like, this is just the reality. It's just a fact. It's not like,
and it feels good. We like helping people be on this right side rather than the left side.
Yeah.
Then also, I think it's important. Let's look at the next slide to note something. What happens then, right? So here we are with all this money going to taxes and lenders. What happens when we get older and that debt, it may be finally gone at that point in time? The average American touches $2 million, but only has $60,000 of funds at retirement. That statistic scares the living crap out of me for a lot of people that I love.
Sure.
A lot of people that I love. If you don't want to be a part of that statistic, you may want to keep on listening. Because if this doesn't fit your envisionment of retirement, then hang out with us, because we have a route that we have guaranteed results. Guaranteed.
That's right. That's right. And so here we talk about how banks leverage cash, and so when you think about a bank is a business. Okay, so I mean, they're in there to make money, and their employees, they got to pay them and all that kind of stuff. But what happens is when you go and you put $100 into a bank, if you're super lucky, you might get a 1% interest rate on that, which means that for every $100 you put into the bank is going to give you $1. Now, what's the bank going to do with that $100? They're going to take that $100 and they are allowed to lend it out 7 times. Okay, so they're going to loan out that $100 to a family that's buying their first house, and they're going to get a 5% interest rate, which means that for every $100 that the bank loans them, that family is going to be paying $5. Now, the bank pays you $1, and so they're getting $4 in profit. Now, they're taking that same $100 and somebody wants a credit card. It's going to have 24% interest. Okay, now the bank gets to keep all of that because they've already paid you. And so on and so forth. And so you notice the bank's now getting $24, getting $18 at 18%, getting $7 at 7%. So the bank is leveraging that $100 for their business. Okay. And so what we like to do, though, is we kind of like to change that to where, hey, you're going to leverage that money to where you're paying yourself interest and you're earning interest at the same time. Okay. So you're going to be the one that's getting all of the money instead of allowing the bank to leverage that cash for you. Right. And so here's a great quote by Albert Einstein. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. And so that's what we do here. We just want to explain a little bit about debt-free life, explain a little bit about how banks leverage cash, so that then you can make decisions about, hey, how does my family want to leverage cash? What do I want to do so that moving forward, our family's making money, our money is working for our family instead of working for other corporations or other people. So if you look at this little scenario, okay, this is always a fun little thing I did with my students when teaching about compound interest. So one was, hey, would you rather have $1 million today or a penny doubled every day for 30 days? And Jordan, what do you think most people say?
Oh, everyone probably is like $1 million. Yeah, no, I'm going to take that in cash today.
100%, yes. Now you get a couple of people that are like thinking, okay, maybe I want the penny doubled. And so, but most people are like, no, just give me $1 million. Well, let's see what happens with that penny doubled every day. So by day 10, you're all the way up to about $10. But then by day 20, because it keeps compounding on itself, that means day 20 is $20. Now you're going to double that for day 11. Day 12 is now $40. Now you double that. And so it keeps doubling. That's what that word compound means. It's just going super, super strong. So by day 20, you're at over $10,000. That same idea is happening by day 30. You're at $10.7 million. That's how much you make in that one day. So that's why we say it's the power of compound interest. If you understand how this works and you understand how to leverage this, then you're going to make a lot of money for your family. And you'll have the resources that you need to make, to provide the kind of future that you want for your family. So we share this here because we want you to understand that. We want you to know it, and we're going to help you figure out how to leverage that for your family. We're not just going to tell you and then make you figure it out on your own. No, we're going to help you with that, and that's what we love to do. So, anyways, Jordan, let's give them an example here.
Yeah, let's do an example. Oh, I can't wait! I'm so excited. We have been trying so hard to replace a picture, and we finally.
How long has it been?
Look, this has been since April 1st.
April.
We've been joking about putting a picture up of one of our families as this typical American family. Look how freaking cute this is. I love this. But let's move forward. I please want to address that this is not Mark or Joyce in the picture. This is not Becky's personal info. Want to make sure that's also clear. It's just this is a family's info, but we've made this totally anonymous, and no other names are not Mark and Joyce. We just like putting up really cute pictures from their family photo. It's so cute. So this is Mark and Joyce. This is our typical American family we're going to work with here. This is their date of birth. So they are born they're currently mid-30s, late 30s. They currently bring in together about $7,000 a month, which is a pretty great dual income for a home. Mm-hmm. They would like to retire mid-60s, so they've got about 30 years to go. They would like to retire on $5,000 a month of income, and according to the statistic of everybody else, that would not last them that long, probably only a year if I can do the math right.
That's right.
We asked them what is their plans to accomplish their desired income at a desired retirement age. And they said they don't have a plan yet.
Yep.
And that is totally okay. We want to make sure that that's understood. This is a judgment-free zone. Even if you're in your mid to late 30s, you could be in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't care. And if you have debt, you want a better plan for yourself, there is no better time than today or 20 years ago to get that taken care of. And if we can't go back 20 years, we can take care of that today. Mm-hmm. They have 3 kids, even though the picture of Betsy, they only have 2 kids. They also, and then they have an IRA of less than $100,000 in it, and their current concerns are very common to everybody else. They want to maximize their savings, provide for their kids' education, save for their own retirement, eliminate all of their debt, and control their spending while establishing some type of will and trust. That is a big deal and a huge order to fill. But let's see if we can do it. Let's see. So here's their current savings in retirement. I do want to also make sure that it's understood that if you don't have a plan for what you would like to accomplish, just know you also already do have some type of plan. It's just not going to accomplish where you're trying to go. Just throwing that out there. But you do have a plan. You can't not address the plan at hand. And this plan at hand is that they have a 401k with about $36,000 that they contribute $300 a month towards, and an emergency savings account that they put $25 a month in. That's their current plan, and that's what they've been always doing. But they do have some debt in the way. Mm-hmm. They have 2 credit cards, medical, dental debt, furniture loan, auto loan, mortgage. Pretty standard. If you were looking at this, you would be like, dang, they're doing pretty good. Or you might be looking at this like, wow, this looks exactly like what I have going on. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Like, and no matter where you are, we do understand this is the most painful part on an assessment for debt-free life. Just know we're not going to judge you. We're here to help. Yeah, so when we do sit with a family, we like to ask, how much debt do you have? And then we tally it all up. And this family was $180,000 in debt with $2,100 a month coming out of their account, going towards something else other than their own bank account. And their average interest rate is about 10%. Yeah. So what's important that we did here with every family is really, I like to say, and I say this just about every week, when solving a problem, half of solving the problem is understanding the problem as a whole.
Mm.
One of the things that we know about debt is that this $180,000 number is not all of their debt.
Yep.
Let's look at their real debt.
We forgot something kind of important here.
Yeah.
Interest.
Look at this. This is painful. This is why when people get to 65, they only have $60,000 of funds. It's because of refinancing and interest rate.
Oh.
If you're just starting over a process of compound interest working against you when you refinance.
Oh, I
I
know.
understand the payments that you could be making are easier on you, but when you refinance for an extended length of time, whether it be a mortgage, a car loan, now they're doing refis of student loans.
Mm.
When we do that, it starts over this hurdle, and that's why we don't have $2 million at retirement. We have $60,000. This family has an additional $199,959 of interest on top of their $180,000.
That's more than the balance of the debt.
And listen, if they don't take charge of the situation, who will have that money? Not them. Not them. That's the part that matters. I don't care who has it. It's not them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important to pay attention to. But let's look at the retirement plan, the way that they have things. Let's see where this is going to get them, because I mean, it's a plan.
Yeah.
So we like comparing apples to apples. You know what I mean? If we're going to come up with some plan for a family to move forward, let's compare it to their current plan. So this current retirement plan is a little hard to really do exact math on, like guarantees, because it's an investment. With investments, we have a lot of this, and as a lot of us have experienced, it definitely can do this. So with a current retirement savings of $36,500, $300 monthly contribution, in order to come up with some kind of figure to assess the future, we decided to just put an annual interest rate of 5% on it. That's really fair. I think that's so fair. And then also, we got to remember one other final thing that comes into 401ks. I'll bring it up in a second. But if this $36,000 account grows at 5% with the $300 monthly contributions for 30 years, they're going to have $408,000 before taxes when they go to retire. Not bad. I mean, it's pretty great for $300,000 or $300 a month. But then Uncle Sam has to come in here, and he gets his, because there ain't no money growing without him getting his piece. And now we also assess this at a very, very conservative number of 25%.
Yeah.
The reason why we call it conservative is because 30 years from now, I don't believe tax rates will be 25%. And if they are, congratulations, we did the right math. But once that 25% comes out, that's $306,000 after taxes to live the way that they want to. That's less than the debt that they have. Their real debt of $380,000. That's less than that. So what if we were to take a look at what Debt Free Life could do for them? Here's our apples to apples, guys.
This is
why we get so hyped.
That's right.
It could probably be a little bit like turn off-ish, because you're like, ooh, look how excited they are. But if you're not excited about your life, then what you doing? Because look at it, debt free in 7.8 years. Love it.
This is why we I can't wait till we get to this slide every week.
22.2 years sooner than if they didn't have Debt Free Life. Saving $122,739 in interest, increasing their retirement savings 22.2 years sooner by the $21.77 a month that was going to someone else is now going to them, and they save over $1 million in 30 years. Save, not invest, save.
No taxes, no penalties. This is just cash.
This is your money that Uncle Sam's already gotten his piece out of. $1 million. That's amazing. That's amazing. But let's do our final comparison, apples to apples. What's our opportunity cost? Because you got to remember, there is a current plan that would make them about $306,000. I mean, personally, I think this opportunity cost $820,000 more if you go Debt Free Life. $458. $820,458. That is an exact number because Debt Free Life would guarantee that.
Yeah. I
can look someone dead in the eye and say, this is exactly the amount of money that you'll have at this month at this date if you follow this program. I love it. I love it.
I mean, what the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, there's I'm sure we can find more to say because we love to talk about it.
I love it.
But you know,
I love it.
well, like when I think about Debt-Free Life, the main thing that I think it's done for our family is we have so much peace of mind. Like, I just don't worry about the future, like financially. We can make choices that are best for our family, and we don't have to worry about the finances. You know, when it comes to school for our boys, when it comes to, okay, what kind of, what kind of furniture do we want to get for our house? Okay, this, any kind of decision we make. I mean, it's not like we're living lavishly, but we can make choices that are just for the good of our family. And we're not just like always in the back of my mind thinking, yeah, we're going to pay for that. Okay, is that going to be? I don't even worry about it because of our Debt-Free Life program. And I know that December of 2028, my house will be paid off. I will have no more debt. And here's the thing, I'm still going to have $50,000 in cash.
Oh,
isn't that awesome? Just in time to send my child to college. So, so there we go. We'll be ready. But you know what we do kind of when, as we kind of walk you through a Debt-Free Life type program, we kind of work with you to find that unused money in your budget. And that's why we say, you can do this without spending any additional money. Okay. We're not going to ask you to find an extra chunk of change in your budget because you probably, who has that? I don't know. I don't have that. So we're going to look through your budget and see, hey, is there any money that can be used more efficiently, more effectively to get you out of debt and help prepare you for the future that you're looking for? And of course, it's ultimately your decision. So it's not like, we tell you you have to. It's just, hey, here's a suggestion. You decide if it's worthwhile for you.
Right.
Maximizing your cash flow, dramatically increasing your savings, getting out of debt in less than 9 years. You can prioritize your accounts, retire with tax favored income. I mean, all these things are just such beautiful benefits. They're all real. I mean, I'm experiencing them on a daily basis with my own Debt-Free Life program. I'm helping families, multiple families every week get set up on this program. And what's the question that we get asked most of the time, Jordan, when we share this with families?
Oh my gosh. So when I share this with families, I would say the question that we get asked most of the time is, can you have too much debt? Like, can too much debt be too much? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to disqualify me for something like this? The answer is no. The more debt you have, the better it is. We get asked if this is too good to be true. You know what I mean? And you're just like, no.
No. I get asked a lot, why don't more people do this?
Yeah, we get asked that. Oh my God, I would say that is the number one question we ask is, why isn't everyone doing this?
Why doesn't everybody do this?
Because it's a no-brainer. Like, why doesn't anybody else do this? We're like, that's because they don't know about it.
That's right. They just don't know about it. And so that's why we get so passionate about it, because we know that people just don't know about it. And when they know about it, they're just like, yes, please, this is great. I want to do this. I want to take control for my family, for my future. Let's go.
Woo. That's right.
And so kind of along those lines, we're finishing up here. Now it just comes to your decision. Is this something that you would like to do? We have some testimonials here. We're kind of pushing time a little bit, so we're gonna you can find those testimonials on our Debt-Free Knox website or on Facebook. I love sharing these numbers. We update them every week. With Debt-Free Knox, $6.5 million in debt eliminated, $1.4 million in interest saved, $19.7 million in projected in retirement. I mean, these are people, these numbers represent people that are having their lives changed because of Debt-Free Life. 7.7 years is the average time to debt-free. All right, so we usually are able to do it in less than 9, but our average time with Debt-Free Knox is 7.7. And zero amount added to budgets. And in some cases, we give money back to people for their budget. That's my favorite thing to do. That's my favorite. But anyway, so what's next? If you'd like to see how this could work for you, we would love to be able to talk with you about it. Don't let our enthusiasm overwhelm you.
Yeah. Ride this wave we're creating. If you feel this and you're like, whoa, sounds like something I should be excited about. Yes. Get excited. Get excited.
Get excited. We won't be like, we'll try and keep it calm while we talk to you. Okay. We'll keep it professional. But you can go to our calendar site, calendly.com, Debt Free Knox, and sign up for a time slot. I really do admit we're both getting so booked up just because more people are hearing about this. And
amazing.
My husband was like, "Are we ever going to see you?" Because
no,
I'm helping families. No, but and so but it is. We do love just getting to help families, and so we're here every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go check out our fancy schmancy new website. I did not do it. I got someone who was an actual web designer to design the website. It looked so much better than when I did it.
It looks so good.
But anyways, we thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a good one.
Have a great day.